Hello, I'm Jennifer Ellis, and this is my speech for the Selma Speech and Essay Contest. In 2014, a South Carolina state trooper has been arrested and charged with assault and battery for shooting an unarmed black man during a traffic stop earlier this month. A Phoenix police officer shot an unarmed black man to death during a struggle. An unarmed black man who died after a police officer put him in a chokehold. These were some of the news stories that captured my attention. In the movie Selma, it shows policemen demonstrating abuse to innocent citizens. Dr. King always remained peaceful and learned to use his words to communicate with higher power individuals, including the president, to create change. It's my goal to get young people involved in civic engagement in order to work with elected officials and community leaders addressing racial discrimination in the United States. Too many young people are losing their lives at the hand of hatred. I encourage my generation to think of creative ways, such as using technology to create change on this critical issue. I also think that in order for young people to care about the issue, we need to know our history. Since the 3rd grade, I have learned about slavery, Dr. Martin Luther King, and Rosa Parks. And the lessons we were taught were so brief that my peers couldn't possibly see how ordinary people impacted our country. Each year, when we learn about ethnic history, these are the only people and events we learn about. But all races, genders, and cultures have a rich history filled with leaders who work to create a better society. When Dr. King held the peaceful protest, he wanted all shades of colors to be a part of it. After discussing the issues with families and friends, we came to the realization that we were all taught the same amount of African American history and that we were even taught less about the role women played in shaping society. We also realized that we only learn about 3 different groups: African American, Caucasian, and Native Americans. We are a nation that has many different cultures, but we only learn about the 3. We also noticed that when we learned about U.S. presidents, we only learned about George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Yet in 2008, the U.S. elected the first African American president, but we didn't learn anything about President Obama. We learned about the Revolutionary War, Native Americans, and the Civil War. However, we never learned about Cesar Chavez and the Jim Crow laws, to name a few. What's so startling is that over 35% of people who graduate from high school don't attend college. So that means that high school might be the only time a lot of people will learn their history. And if we don't learn about all different groups' history, most of them won't know any of the great leaders that came from diverse ethnic groups, which creates conditions for stereotypes and discrimination. Everyone benefits when we all know the contributions of every person in creating and maintaining this great nation, especially because young people play an important role too. If we were all taught about the history of different cultures, all different races would understand that being different is not a negative thing. Diversity is something to embrace and celebrate. This will lead to perspective that everyone is equal and makes an important contribution in the United States. When young people think about change, they think about the next great leader like Martin Luther King Jr., who will come along and create it, but they don't realize that they're the ones that need to do it. I have always wanted to know about African American and Latino history and culture. I think it's important for young people to learn about their culture and of all the great leaders who came before them, because this will inspire them to know that they are the great leaders tomorrow. I plan on working with youth, elected officials, and corporations to develop tools. This will help young people learn about their role in creating a better society and get active in doing it. Thank you.